today we're making classic peanut butter cookies. You're going to need 1 cup of butter, 3/4 a cup of packed brown sugar, 3/4 a cup of white sugar, 1 cup of peanut butter, 2 eggs, 2½ cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna make some great cookies, so let's get started. Alright, the first thing that we want to do is we want to cream our butter. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in the white sugar. And then I'm going to put in the 2 eggs. I'll crack one of these. And crack the next one. So we'll get our first egg in, and we'll incorporate that. I'm going to get the next egg in, and we'll incorporate that. Now, at this point, we're going to put in the brown sugar. So let me grab a spoon, and we'll get the brown sugar in. I'll break that up a little bit. And we'll incorporate the sugar. Okay, once you've done a good job at incorporating all that, we're going to get our peanut butter in next. Peanut butter in, let's incorporate that. Now we're ready for all of the other ingredients, so let's get all of the baking powder, baking soda, and salt in there, and we'll get that well incorporated. Okay, at this point we're ready for the flour. So I'm just going to start putting a little bit of flour in at a time. Go slowly at first so you don't make a big cloud of dust. You're going to love this recipe. This makes a beautiful, beautiful cookie. And it's so easy to make. And then I'll add in a little bit more flour. The reason why you want to add flour in little bunches like that is that you want to make sure that your dough gets well incorporated with all, get the flour into the batter properly. You don't want to have lumps. This just ensures that you get a nice even batter. Add a little bit more. And we'll get this going. This smells really good right now. It's not even baked. Okay, and now we're ready for the last little bit of flour. We'll just get that in there. I'll get this mixed up and we'll be back. Alright, we're back. I've cleaned up my work area. I've got myself a cookie sheet here and a little scoop, ice cream scoop. So what we're going to do is we're going to take little scoops and we're going to get them about 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to continue on doing this and we'll come back in a minute. All right, there we go. Okay, what you can do now is just get a little bit of flour, get a fork, and you can just do the little traditional cross. All right, let's pop the cookies in, and we'll be back. All right, the cookies have now been in for a total of 12 minutes. I decided to go with 12 and add an extra 2 because they are quite large. Let's check them out. Those look awesome and they just smell amazing. Anyway, let's get them over to the work area and we'll get them onto a cooling tray. All right, let's check these out. They smell amazing. You want to get them onto a cooling rack. I had to move my camera back over here, and just in that about 2-minute time you can actually see that these cookies are already starting to set up. Never take cookies off the rack right away because the fats inside are so hot that the cookies will actually collapse on you. So if you wait a couple of minutes just before taking them off, you'll do a great job doing that. You won't have any problems. Just to show you something, look at how many cookies this recipe is going to make. Look at what we've got left in batter. This is a very big bowl of batter. And look at how many cookies. And these are very large cookies. So this here is going to last you a long time. Here's a little tip. If you want to have fresh cookies like we just did here, but you don't want to make this whole batter, what you can do is you can take some plastic wrap and take the rest of this batter and put it in the plastic wrap and roll it up and roll it into a sausage kind of form, and you can put it in the fridge or put it into the freezer, and then you can just cut them up and you can just place them on your cookie sheet, and then you can bake them that way. You know, what you do is you let the batter or let the cookie dough come to room temperature, slice them up, put them on, and away you go. I do have a recipe, or a video tip rather, that is on the website on one of my other videos. Maybe I'll link to it, but anyway, that's a good thing that you can try out if you don't want to make this all at once. Okay, so I've just used my little ice cream scoop. I'll just place some dough here. I'll just show you what I meant. So I don't want to make a bunch more cookies today, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get all of this, squeeze it up into a little roll. And what you can do with this, get it into the size you want, and then fold over your ends so that your dough doesn't dry out, and then roll it up. And you can put this in the freezer. You bring it out, and before it's totally defrosted, the day that you want to make them, don't let it completely defrost like this because it'll be too hard to cut. Bring it out, and then when you feel that it feels like you can cut it, just start slicing them into little pieces, and then put them on your cookie tray, and away you go. And there's my oven ready again. But anyway, there you go. So that's another little tip. Well, I'm having my first cookie, and the first bite, and I was like, oh, these are really good. You got to try this recipe. Don't overdo the cookie. If you want a crispier cookie, you're going to let it go longer in the oven, but I suggest not doing that. go to the 10-12 minutes maximum for this size of scoop that I use, like this. And you're going to get a really, really nice tender cookie. Oh, this is so good. You got to try this recipe. All right, that's it for today, so I'll see you next time.